that is extremely fast.
Really?
Flying motorcycles.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's kind of scary and sad, but
That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you live for, so.
And die for. Yeah, that makes sense. As soon as something's invented, it's like, let's race it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the history of the deadliest race in the world.
TT racing.
The Isle of Man TT racing. We've been checking out some videos recently on it because we're going to not be seeing it in person.
Yes, and it's right around that time.
And it's right around the time and everything, so since we're not seeing it in person, we decided to get some reaction videos out ahead of time. We saw that the great Simon Whistler of YouTube, like the YouTube, he is super knowledgeable about all these subjects, so we're really looking forward to see what he has to say. Like I said, I haven't checked this out, but I'm pretty sure it's like going back and like explaining the history and stuff.
This one's called the Isle of Man TT, the deadliest race in the world. So I think he kind of explains it. So hopefully we'll get some context, because we just like motorcycle racing really fast. That's what we know so far.
And this also might help us to be at least a little bit more knowledgeable for when we check out more of the Isle of Man TT racing. Also, make sure to leave a like and a comment if you like us checking out this type of stuff. We definitely do, because it is very interesting and entertaining to watch. Anyway guys, let's get right into it and learn more about the Isle of Man TT racing.
For motorcycle lovers, speed enthusiasts, and thrill seekers the world over, not much comes close to experiencing the TT races held on the Isle of Man. With riders flying by at speeds averaging well over 100 miles per hour, this standalone annual event puts the combination of human and machine to the ultimate test. So let's delve into the history of TT races and see if it earns its other title as the most dangerous race in the world.
Jeez! He just keeps flopping.
Well, it is. I mean, I do know that there is actually like a death toll. Like every year, someone dies, or a couple people die at the race.
Or at least that's the.
No, I think maybe there was a year or two, but like people in the comments have said like.
Oh wow.
I'm almost sure like no matter what, every year someone's going to die. Almost.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's kind of scary and sad, but you know, thrill seekers.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you live for, so.
And die for.
As the most dangerous race in the world.
Let's see it again.
The Isle of Man is a small island located between Great Britain and Ireland in the Irish Sea. It covers an area of 572 square kilometres, that's 221 square miles, and at the end of May every year, it hosts an international motorcycle event that takes place on its public roads. You might think that the TT stands for time trial. It doesn't. While the TT races are held in a time trial format, TT actually stands for Tourist Trophy. Originally, this referred to the trophy that winners who were not local to the racetrack could win, but in time it came to refer to specific races in a series. While Tourist Trophy...
I actually never really thought what the TT itself meant.
I kind of thought time trial.
Time trial?
Time trial.
Not time travel.
Not time travel. For a second I thought he said that.
They are going over 88 miles per hour.
Could win, but in time it came to refer to specific races in a series. While Tourist Trophy races for cars predate those for motorcycles by a few years, the TT races held on the Isle of Man were the first Tourist Trophy motorcycle races. The first two-wheel TT race was held on the island in 1907 with 25 riders on a variety of motorcycles battling it out over 10 laps of the St. John's course, which was 15.8 miles or 25.4 kilometers long. This anti-clockwise course contained hairpin bends, long straights, and checkpoints with names such as Devil's Elbow. The competition was laid out as 1 week of practice and qualifying sessions, followed by 1 week of racing, which remains the format to this day. The first official winner on the Isle of Man TT race was Charlie Collier on his single-cylinder, matchless motorcycle. It was a controversial victory, however, as he had pedals on his motorcycle, which eked out his miles per gallon efficiency. The second-place competitor would arguably have won if he had pedals fitted, but it was decided that to avoid issues in the future, pedals would henceforth be banned. Collier won a huge trophy for the win and £25, which is roughly the equivalent of £3,200 today or $4,000.
Yeah, no, that's really not bad. I didn't even know that there was a competition or a like prize money. I thought it was just like bragging rights.
I figured most races always have some sort of prize money.
I guess
so I wonder what it is now. I'm sure he'll cover it, but
I was gonna say the fact that they had to ban pedals is hilarious though, because I don't think anyone would want pedals nowadays.
Yeah, just catch on the ground.
If you're wondering about his time, it took him 4 hours, 8 minutes, 8 seconds to complete the course, averaging a whopping 38.2 miles per hour or 61.5 kilometers per hour. This inaugural TT race was organized by the Autocycle Club, and as well as tweaking the no pedal requirement for the forthcoming competitions, it also came up with various other changes to future races. For the 1907 practice week, the roads of the course were still open to the public, leaving some areas very muddy and others very dusty. It turned out to be an unwise move. The organizers decided to spray parts started the course with an acid solution to try and keep the levels of dust down. As well as not doing anything at all to help with the dust issue, the acid solution also burned through the racer's clothes, making this one aspect of the TT that was not repeated in subsequent years.
That's awful if the acid literally was getting on eating their clothes.
Yeah, so it just picked up the dust and put on.
Well, I've heard that though, because I actually knew someone. Apparently, you can do that. I think it's probably better now, or maybe not. But you can do that here on county roads.
Oh,
you can
spray
pay
acid?
the county to come and they'll put this anti-dust stuff.
Oh.
So when people, it works when people drive
Is it
by.
like an acid type stuff?
I don't know if it is acid. It's just something that they. I
come a
don't
long
know.
way.
It's just something that they come out and they spray on the roads, but it is something that people would do because gravel roads cause so much dust.
Well, yeah.
One
Just
aspect of the
when
TT
don't rain.
that was
Also, we're making fun of 30 miles per hour, but that could have been really good back.
Well, yeah, on a non-paved road, that's pretty fast.
No, I'm saying the motorcycle itself.
Oh,
1907. I don't know how fast they were going at the time.
That's pretty.
not repeated in subsequent years. The race was held on the St. John course until 1911, when it transferred to the much longer mountain course, also known as the Snaffle Mountain Course. The bike classes also changed slightly with the introduction of the Junior TT race for 350cc motorcycles and the main event Senior TT for 500cc bikes.
nice.
The original version of the mountain course was 37.4 miles, about 60 kilometers long, but it was slightly adjusted in 1920 to the current length of 37.73 miles, or about 61 kilometers. The course starts at Douglas, the capital town of the island, heads west and then north through Ramsey before heading back south to Douglas again.
So it is the whole middle. I mean, it's probably you're probably traveling at least half the island.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This includes a 7-mile climb to push the limits of the constantly evolving specs of the motorcycle, with the highest point of the route being 422 meters, that's about 1,400 feet above sea level, at a point called Halewood Heights. As has always been the case with the Isle of Man TT, the practices and races take place on public roads, with spectators able to sit in grandstands or just watch from literally right alongside the road as riders thrash by at breathtaking speed.
Yeah.
As it's a time trial, speed and average speed are of the essence. The first senior race on the mountain course in 1911 was won by British racer Oliver Godfrey on
I actually heard of Oliver Godfrey.
It sounds like a very British name.
a USA-made Indian motorcycle in a time of 3 hours,
Of course,
56
an
minutes and
idiot.
10 seconds. His average speed was 47.6 miles per hour, or 76.8 kilometers an hour. Compare this with the race record, which was set in 2018 by Brit Peter Hickman on a BMW, and you can see how far motorcycle racing has come. He completed 6 laps, one more than Godfrey did in 1911, and his overall race time was 1 hour, 43 minutes and 8 seconds, carrying an average speed of 131.7 miles an hour, or 212 kilometers per hour. Just in
A lot
case
faster.
That's insane that he has to keep up with that on average, even with around all the corners,
Yeah.
bends, and
Which means he went faster than that on the big stretches.
oh yeah, he's probably on 220 or something.
That'd be crazy.
131.7 miles an hour, or 212 kilometers per hour. Just in case you didn't know, that is extremely fast, and he had to maintain it for over 226 miles, or 363 kilometers. The current outright lap record across all classes is Peter Hickman's 16-minute, 42.8 seconds lap as part of his 2018 run. According to the Isle of Man TT website, taking all the fastest recorded lap sectors into account, the perfect lap could theoretically be completed in 16 minutes, 35.7 seconds, which would mean a person maintaining an average speed of 136.4 miles per hour, or 219.5 kilometers per hour. On modern bikes, it's not unusual to see riders
So the one guy almost did make a perfect
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
On modern bikes, it's not unusual to see riders blast by at over 200 miles per hour, or 320 kilometers per hour on some straights. Remember though, that the course is long and 6 laps need to be completed to finish the race, usually including 2 pit stops for fuel and rear tire changes.
Oh,
Different
okay. I didn't
races
know
for
they had
different bike classes
stops.
have been introduced over the years, from superbikes to ultra lightweight to even a motorcycle and sidecar race which started in 1923. The TT
so that's
is
been
not
around a
only a
while,
test
too.
of speed, but also of physical stamina and mental concentration. These riders are sometimes going for over an hour and a half, twice as long as a MotoGP race. The Isle of Man TT has always been seen as one of the pinnacle events of motorcycle racing, the ultimate road race, and it's taken place every year since 1907, apart from breaks for both world wars. It was cancelled for non-war reasons for the first time in 2001 when an outbreak of foot and mouth disease was sweeping across the UK, and it was considered too risky to try and disinfect the expected 40,000 incoming riders, spectators, and bikes. The senior...
Yeah, that's one thing I hadn't really... I mean, I knew it was like a mental thing. I guess I knew it was non-stop, but I didn't think like, oh yeah, you're going to be on a bike for 2 hours straight, just going like...
Yeah.
Like
life-threatening
speeds the whole time. So like, I feel like you'd be mentally wiped.
Yeah.
Again, this is someone speaking from a not inexperience.
Yes.
Because I've never ridden a motorcycle, I don't know. Maybe you love it so much and you're in such adrenaline rush that like you're absolutely fine with it.
I mean, I get wiped just driving for more than an hour. In a
I
normal
don't know.
car at normal speeds.
The senior race was also called off in 2012 due to bad weather, and of course in 2020 and 2021 the race was cancelled because of the COVID pandemic.
That's right, I
But
thought it was
it
2
looks like
years.
it will be restarting in the summer of 2022.
Oh wow, so this one might be a
could be-
ton of people.
Yeah.
It's known as a
been
thrilling
gone for 2
experience for
years.
spectators and riders alike as the competitors roar down narrow, winding roads on their powerful machines, sometimes coming within a hair's breadth of disaster multiple times in a single lap. But of course, disaster does strike, and this is why the Isle of Man TT is also known as the most dangerous motorcycle race in the world.
Dangerous.
Unfortunately, as the course got more challenging and the motorbikes got more powerful, the chances of fatal accidents also went up. Remember that the race is held on normal, narrow roads, so there's no luxury of a runoff area to swerve into if you misjudge a corner. Remember, some of these riders are going around corners at upwards of 130 miles an hour or 209 kilometers per hour. The road surface itself is not a uniformly even smooth racing surface. It's a public road with all the unevenness and changes in surface type that this entails. There are even humps and bridges that send riders several feet into the air, and everything has to be tackled with pinpoint accuracy and concentration.
Jeez.
I wonder if this like makes enough revenue though per year for the Isle of Man itself that they like maybe they have more pristine roads than you normally would. I mean, he said they still have bumps and humps and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Obviously, still just a
I
standard
think
road, but
it keeps some of the authenticity by keeping it a normal road.
I know, but maybe there's not like massive potholes.
Well, no, I'm sure not.
Which I don't. Maybe they
Because
wouldn't have
I
it
think
anyway.
we heard something. Sorry, but I think we heard something like before the race, people walk the track or whatever to make sure there's no debris, like no branches, no twigs, nothing on the road before the race starts. Because just something small like that could trip them up.
Yeah.
So I imagine they have to keep at least the potholes to none.
In this ultimate test of speed, if you misjudge the
I can't
slightest
watch.
bend, you're likely to end up in a hedge, in a lamppost, or in someone's wall. And with over 250 corners, bends, and kinks per lap, there's a lot of judging that needs to be
That's
done.
a
It's
lot of
estimated that it
turns.
takes an experienced rider about 3 years to fully memorize this course, and it's rare that a year goes by which doesn't claim at least one victim. Even MotoGP
Wow.
superstar Valentino Rossi backed slowly away from racing the mountain course, riding just one exhibition lap in 2009. He later commented to Top Gear magazine that while he thought the course was unbelievable and great, he went on to say, but unfortunately, it's too dangerous. Sometimes riders are crazy. The Isle of Man is very difficult. If you make a mistake, maybe it's the last mistake.
gonna say,
The first
yeah.
fatality was in 1911, the year that the TT upgraded to the new mountain course. Victor Surridge died after crashing his Rudge Whitworth motorcycle during a practice session. He was to be the first of many. In fact, until a fatal accident between a competitor and a van led to a rule change in 1928, the roads weren't even closed for practice week, leaving competitors to chance their luck not only against the course, but also against daily traffic. Since the competition...
Jeez.
I'm really glad they changed that.
Yeah,
Especially with the speed nowadays. They
Because
like,
you can't really practice without the proper speed and conditions.
well, there's no way you could do like. I mean, I guess you could. I shouldn't say that, but it's already as dangerous as possible. Like
Yeah.
putting a bunch of traffic everywhere.
That's just
their
not
luck
smart.
not only against the course, but also against daily...
Well, again, we are. I will say though, 1926. There's probably
Yeah.
very limited traffic. Most people probably knew not to be out. I don't
Yeah.
know what the example was, but anyway, it's just I'm very glad that they don't have.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think anyone's supposed to be like you're not even supposed to be on the road at all.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's pretty much it's closed down. Like
Yeah. Completely.
traffic. Since the competition started 115 years ago, 260 riders have lost their lives on the mountain course, either competing in the TT race or the Manx Grand Prix. The deadliest year for riders in the TT race came in 1970, when 3 riders were killed in accidents during practice, and a further 3 died during races the following week, including rising Spanish star Santiago Herrero, who died from injuries following an accident on his last lap. Because of how little protection a motorcycle rider has, the course has claimed multiple lives almost every single year. The worst death toll overall so far was in 2005, when 3 TT racers and 6 riders in the Manx Grand Prix were killed, as well as 1 race official and a spectator. Just being on the course is a hazard in itself, with at least 4 TT marshals and 4 spectators losing their lives over the years, including an incident in 2007 senior TT race when competitor Mark Ransbartham was killed along with 2 spectators at the 26th milestone bend of the course. 2 marshals were also injured in the accident, which resulted in the bend being slightly modified for future races. At the most recent meeting in 2019, 1 rider in the classic TT was killed, and another died after crashing into trees in the superbike class. It's not possible to say how many riders and spectators have been injured during the course of the race's history, but it's going to be a high number. In 2013, for example, 11 spectators were injured, 1 seriously, when a racer crashed into the crowd on the first lap of his race.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, because
don't want to go.
Well, no. I mean, we've seen those videos where they literally just boom right in front of them, and it's like, if they're like, they crash right there for some reason.
Yeah.
There's no protection for you. I mean, you're gonna get hit. So
I didn't realize it was that high. I knew there was
no idea it was
several deaths, but every year, pretty much.
I mean, I'm sure the people that do it that say it's probably worth the risk.
I
guess. The people who love racing and want to do it, they're probably glad it hasn't been shut down. The fact that I was like almost every year someone's gonna die, that's pretty
scary. Because going
But
into it though, you as a racer, if you're going into it, it's like it could be me this time.
I'm gonna say though, the argument could be made anytime you get into a vehicle and drive, no matter where you're taking that same
yeah,
risk.
that's true.
So,
but you're not going 130 miles an hour.
I just say though, like I get like why it's not like being shut down.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be.
I mean, most sports have that risk.
I'm just saying, like people should be allowed to take the risk if they want.
It's their life. I guess
seriously when
the spectators are taking it's their own risk because they're the ones who know the risk.
Yeah.
Racer crashed into the crowd on the first lap of his race.
The future.
More?
For the
flying motorcycles.
Oh god. Like what are you
less competent racers among us, the advent of onboard cameras means that we can experience the thrill of the race from a first-person vantage point from the safety of our own sofas, and I'd highly recommend viewing some of those videos if you're in need of a bit of an adrenaline boost. If you feel like getting a little more involved, video games like Nacon's recent TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge series can put you in the rider's seat. Maybe you can emulate such greats as Joey Dunlop, who scored 26 TT victories over various classes from 1977 to 2000, including 4...
Isn't there a Michael Dunlop? Are they related? Maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe I'm mixing up names. Let us know.
4 senior TT wins. The most senior TT wins is currently jointly held by John McGuinness and Mike Hallowood with 7 apiece. As far as bike manufacturers are concerned, Honda is currently top of the pile with 23 wins, although it hasn't been ridden to victory since 2015. The upcoming 2022 Isle of Man TT will consist of 8 race classes, including Superbike, Sidecar, and the most anticipated race, the senior class. Nowadays, the prize pot is a little bigger and racers can earn money for finishing the course in up to 20th place, but the most a winner can claim at the moment is £18,000 or just under $24,500. This is practically a pittance compared to what most professional MotoGP riders can earn, but TT racers do it more for the experience and the history of the road race than for monetary gain. The winner of the senior TT race also wins the prestigious Marquis de Moseley's St. Mars Trophy, named after the president of the International Federation of Motorcycles, who donated it to the event way back in 1907. This trophy is silver and depicts the Roman god Mercury standing on a winged wheel. At 108 centimeters high and weighing just over 23 kilograms or 52 pounds, it's become the iconic symbol of this most dangerous of road races.
That's a huge
While the
trophy.
Staffel Mountain course has been tweaked and minorly modified over the years, the death toll has just kept climbing. Every rider, official, and spectator going into each practice or race session carries the knowledge that motorcycle racing is inherently dangerous, and there's not much you can do to change that. In today's safety-obsessed world, it seems crazy that this race still exists, but the popularity of the event brings needed millions in tourist cash every year to the Isle of Man, and it's still viewed by manufacturers, riders, and racing enthusiasts as the world's last great motorsports event.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with like the fact that it still exists, because everything is, it really is all about safety nowadays. It's just like, if it's too dangerous, like you have to stop it or like,
modify this or that.
Make it to where it's not fun for anyone. So the fact that it's still allowed is kind of remarkable.
Which, I mean, for a skilled cyclist, it seems like it's still very doable, but at those speeds, it is a hard course.
It's
And
just
I
a
think
risk
that's
you're
what
taking.
brings the draw to it, because it's such a hard course.
Well, it's not just that, like the guy he had mentioned earlier, like, it's not exactly just you out there, too. You know, there's someone else
Yeah.
that could cause you to wreck,
Yeah.
cause you to, you know, go off the road or something.
Yeah,
So
because you are racing with other people. That is insane. I'm glad we watched this one, though, because I learned a lot more about the history
has a lot,
of it.
yeah, the
and
history
stuff.
is, because, like,
I had no idea it was that old. Like, it's
Yeah,
been
neither
going
did
on
I.
that long.
which I know most people are going to be like, that's not old at all.
It's over 100 years. That's
I mean,
pretty
that's,
old.
I don't know when the first motorcycle was made, but I mean, it was probably around that time, honestly. Maybe 1890s or something. So
Maybe.
I would feel like this was probably made soon after motorcycles even became a thing, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. As soon as something's invented, it's like, let's race it.
Imagine if this had been around for like 100 years and they used to do it on bicycles.
I'm sure they had bicycle races, too.
Yeah,
Just
they do, absolutely.
not nearly as exciting.
Well, the Tour de France,
oh, yeah. But
that's huge.
That's more like a marathon type thing.
I think it's more distance than anything.
Yeah, it's
But-
endurance.
I mean, I think they
not
go
really speed.
up to 60 or 70 miles an hour sometimes.
Maybe downhill. Well, I mean, I don't even think you can pedal
I mean, they're
that fast.
strong, but I don't think that that's anyway, totally different topic at all, completely. But yeah, no, that was definitely good, very interesting. Yeah, I'm sure that it probably is a huge revenue for the Isle of Man.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because like everyone said to us, like now they're like, yeah, you should go, but also they're like, yeah, if you didn't book your tickets like a year in advance, you're not gonna even be able to make it.
Can't even
So
really get to the
even
island
if
right
you wanted
now.
to go, we
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to go anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel like we're missing it. I'm kind of looking forward to the fact that I think we'll be there
Oh, yeah.
during it, so we might be able to
I
get
think
some of
we're
that
going to be in Wales.
atmosphere or
Wales.
something
Wales.
while it's going.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come across some people that are watching it.
Yeah, we could watch it at the pub. That'd be
Maybe
kind of fun.
Anyway, guys, it's very, very interesting. Huge shout out to Simon for making these type of informative videos.
Mm-hmm.
We really do enjoy them. Let us know what you thought of the video down below, and also if you already knew all this.
And any future recommendations for more TT racing or anything else, please hit us up in the comments, or the best place is the Discord or the Instagram.
The Instagram.
The Instagram.
We'll catch you guys in the next video. Please be safe, take care, look after one another, and as always, cheers.